Wouldn't it be absolutely amazing if there was a way to contact the spirit world? There was a way to contact your loved ones. There was a way to have those last moments, to be able to share some fond memories, to be able to speak to them once again. What if there was a solution to that problem? Well, you've found this video for a reason, because in this video we are going to show you the one-step easy way of communicating effectively and efficiently with the spirit world. When I say easy, that doesn't mean to say that first time this video is going to work. You have to keep doing this. It's like every video that I show you. A lot of you will find this video at the right time to start your journey. And when I say journey, mediumship is not just the start of a journey. It's the birth of a new you. It is a version of you that you have not yet lived or even experienced. If you're new to the channel, my name is Psychic Medium Jordan Coburn, and I can prove with evidence of the afterlife. I've helped thousands of people already on this earth plane to once again be able to reach out and contact their loved ones in spirit from the understandings and the teachings, and now it's your turn. Each and every one of you, my friends, can become great mediums. And here at Help Heal Serve, we can give you the very foundations to forge your own unique understanding. Not to mention, we have the loving and supporting Help Heal Serve family. Thank you to each and every one of the channel members on this channel. You are absolutely smashing it. I never thought for 1 minute that we would get a member, and each and every one of you have proven to me that this message of Help Heal Serve is needed on planet Earth. Thank you to every one of you who subscribe to the channel, who like the content, who put comments in the comment section. It also helps us massively, and we love and adore each and every one of you. And last but not least, don't think that I forgot you, the haters. Every one of you who hate me for who I am, hate me for bringing this message to planet Earth to stop people being scammed and to stop individuals getting away with deceitful practices. You watch the content, you leave negative comments, you leave, guess what? Everything that you do also positively influences the algorithm to push this message. So thank you to you too. Give yourself a pat on the back. We're here to stay. In this video, like I said at the beginning, wouldn't there be an awesome solution to be able to contact the spirit world? Well, first of all, we need to break this down. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I do apologize to each and every one of you. But there's a few things that we need to get out in the open before we come into it. How do we contact the spirit world? Well, this is through a process called mediumship. Mediumship was given to us to be able to use our extrasensory perceptions and our Clair abilities to make contact with the spirit world. That being said, it was a very primitive, basic instinct built into each and every one of you. But through the social conditioning, through the educational content that you choose to accept and welcome into your world, you have caused blockages. And when I say the word blockages, every one of you think blockages, and you automatically, people come up to me and ask me to remove blockages and all of these different things. And you've got to understand the blockage is your own mind. You are causing this problem, whether that be through voluntarily choosing to welcome and accept some ludicrous notions into your world, or whether you just don't have the confidence to go, or you don't have an understanding that serves you in mediumship. All of these are very, very valid points, and it all comes down to what you have already absorbed. What I need you to know in this video coming into it is every one of you have these abilities to communicate with spirits. When I say this next, please don't get offended. Don't take this the wrong way. But you as a person are not chosen by the spirit world. Not one of us are chosen by the spirit world. We all work alongside of the spirit world in a unionship, a bond beyond much more than what mankind can even project or begin to fathom. We enter into this relationship with the spirit world to act selflessly, or in some cases, some individuals act selfishly. This is the big problem, because on planet Earth, we have so many practitioners in mediumship who work selfishly. They want to take everything. They want to suppress you. They want you to think that you can't do this. They want you to think that you haven't got these abilities. They want you to think that you have to go to them. And ask yourself the question, why is it that mediumship in the year 2025 is in the sorry state of affairs and the laughing stock that it has been made out to be? Because first of all, I don't tolerate that. I am here to bring mediumship back. I am going to make mediumship beautiful once again, once I get my words out. We are going to make mediumship beautiful once again for the everyday person to be able to enjoy, to be able to thrive, and to once again be able to reconnect with their loved ones in spirit any given time, any given place. But for that to work, every one of you, listen to my words now. You are not gifted. You do not have gifts bestowed upon you by angels, by gods, by anything other than your own humanistic abilities. It is these abilities I need you to know. It's these abilities that communicate with the spirit world, that allow you to receive downloads from the spirit world. It's nothing given to you. The answer that you've been searching for the entirety of your being is within. You are the key to mediumship. You are the key to your own success within mediumship. When you realize that you already have the tools, it's easier for people like me to be able to sculpt you into the medium that you ought to be. That's not the common consensus though, is it? There's a lot of people who tell you, you have to do this course, you have to do this chakra alignment, you have to... Listen. When it comes to things like chakra alignments and all of these different things, it's a cool concept. A lot of you have probably paid into it. You've bought into mankind's ideologies. These are mankind's ideologies. They're not of spirit. The spirit world, it's instant. It's a mind shift. Each and every one of you can do it free of charge. You don't need to pay for any of these lecturers. You don't need to go and get chakra alignments. Fun fact, your chakras, there are energy ley lines that run within the human form, and they're very different to what the chakra system depicts. The only good thing is about the chakra system and the way that mankind educate the populace on it is energy. You do have energy. Think about what you are as a person. Not the human vessel who's watching this content now and absorbing what I'm saying, but think about what you are at a soul level. You are an energy being. You are trapped within the human flesh. And yes, I know I said trapped, but until you are deceased on this planet, your soul is going to be trapped within the human form. We're going to be talking about that later on in the video, about the auric field and how it keeps the soul within. When you understand that concept, you can see why it is that a part of you deep within wants to contact the spirit world. Yes, there's the part of you, the human part of you, that wants the answers, you want the solace, you want the comfort. But there's a more deeper part of you that wants to reconnect with your families in spirit. Not just the families that you've met living out your earthly existences. Your mums, your dads, your granddads, your uncle. Think about your ancestors. Think about even further along the line. You have massive families in the spirit world. Families that are watching over you with each and every step that you make. They're watching the challenges that you overcome. A lot of the time, they put some challenges in your way just to see how you cope with it, to make sure as a spiritual being that you on an empathic level can overcome and you can absorb and you can thrive off some of the situations that you have went through. Every one of you, please, I need you to understand, we aren't chosen to do this role. You could argue and say it's only for a select number of people. And when I say a select number of people, that goes on one's traits, characteristics, wants, needs and desires. For example, myself, I'm not like every other medium. I don't want to be like every other medium. I am myself. And there's one thing that you should take away from that sentence. Don't think that I'm egotistical when I say that. I'm just comfortable with the person that I've become. I don't need to conform. I don't need to fit in with everyone else. I'm here to set standards. We need quality control in mediumship. We need someone or something to come along and say that this is wrong, this is where it's going wrong, this is how we put it right. Don't forget, when I speak, sometimes I'll speak in many different ways and tones, and that's not because I'm trying to be dramatic. That's because the spirit world will come through and I'll channel energy, which each and every one of you will be able to do. I'm channeling energy and they'll say specific things. You've got to realize the frustrations on the spirit world side. You have an entire populace living out their existences who can have assistance, who can have the help that they need, the nurturing that they need from the spirit world. The problem is whilst the spirit world can do things from behind the scenes, if you are closed off to the idea and you do not accept that the spirit world are there, it's very hard for them to be able to come in, use your Clair senses to work with you. The spirit will have to come into you. They have to basically merge with your body to be able to use remember the Clair abilities that we're telling you at the beginning? Well, it's an allowance-based system. for the spirit world to be able to communicate through you so that you can become a medium, or they can show you how they're feeling, or they can once again give you a cuddle, or once again you can smell their perfume, many different Clair senses. If that is the case, then guess what? We as a person have to allow that to take place. That transition isn't going to happen unless we are ready to accept it. That's why a lot of you who want to become mediums, in your mind you're like, oh yeah, I want to be a medium. But then deep down there's a fear associated to mediumship, because you have people like me who've seen the spirit world from the age of 6-year-old. You've got people like me who go on the camera publicly, and we have tables levitating onto 1 foot. We have people being dragged from the seats on command by their feet. We have all of this taking place for each and every one of you to see. We don't have trickery. We don't need massive studios behind us. And if there's any producers out there, then yes, I would like me on TV show. But you get what I'm saying with that. I can see why it would become scary. In the back of each and every one of your minds, there's going to be an element of fear there. Why? Why is the fear there? Ask yourself the question, why is the fear there of the spirit world? What you've choose to accept is what you have welcomed into your world. You have welcomed into your notions mankind's ideologies, depictions, entertaining facets of mediumship. Mediumship's not what it's been made out to be. Mediumship's being made out to be this absolute beast where you have to protect, and you have to listen. I say it all of the time. You have to protect from poor understandings and bad teachings. Unfortunately, this earth plane is saturated in an abundance of mispractices and poor practitioners. This is why you need to, at the beginning of this video, I'm drumming it into you. I'm trying to get all of this straight into your mind so you can see where I'm going with the rest of this. It's trying to put some sort of context into some of the spooky things that you may start experiencing, or some of the things that you might start to feel when we go through the rest of the video. When I say spooky, what you've got to realize is by watching this video, I am going to be effectively wakening you up as a person. I'm going to be taking you and metaphorically shaking you and helping you to see that you have been lied to from mankind to suppress you, not just as a human being, but to stop you from becoming the greater version of yourself. That's what we're here for. We're not here just to make you a medium. I'm here to make you a great medium, but also to make you the best version of yourself. A lot of people don't realize this, right? To be authentic as a person, you have to know who you are. And a lot of you are going to be, well, that seems like a philosophical core. And that seems like very spiritual, John, but it's not. For you to realize how authentic you are as a person, you have to refine yourself as that individual on a soul level. It's no good you portraying yourself as an avatar, as a character in one line or facet of your life, mediumship this being, and then in the next walk, being somebody completely different. It's an inner conflict. There's an inner dialogue taking place. You can't fluently work alongside the spirit world because you as a person don't know who you are. We need to help you to understand that beautiful, nurturing, caring soul that you are to be able to become the best version of yourself. Mediumship is beautiful. And I hope you can see by the tone, by who I am, and how passionate I'm about changing this planet and making it beautiful once again. But there's something that you need to know with mediumship. Whilst we all have these Clair abilities, what one person can do, you all can do. I don't care about the different sexes that you are. I don't care about the different disabilities that you have. All human beings are pre-programmed with Clair senses. You can all do this. I don't care what medication you're taking. I mean, in some cases, medication can make you see things, can't it? It make you hallucinate and become delusional with some of your thought processes. So that aside, as a human being, we have to acknowledge and accept that we can all do this. That's one box ticked. You now know that you are good enough. The only thing is with mediumship is whilst you feel that you are ready, whilst you are ready to embark on this journey, the wants, needs and desires of connecting mediumistically are on you as a person. We, as a medium, work with energy. Energy knows a lot more about us than what we know about ourselves. And I know that seems crazy because you've been in this vessel for the entirety of your life. But as a soul, you've been here many times. You've been on this planet many different times. And the spirit world have watched you grow as a person. They've watched you go through many different scenarios which have sculpted you. And that's why, even though you think you are ready to embark on this journey, sometimes it might not work out in the way that you want at first. A lot of the times, I see for myself, I've seen spirit from the age of 6-year-old. I've seen the spirit world for the entire of my life. And I'm not going to lie to you, the idea and notion of seeing the spirit world from a young age, it terrified the living daylights out of us. It really did. And that was the reason why I set up Help Heal Serve. I didn't want another child to be scared in the way that I was. I didn't want another human being on this planet to not understand what they were going through. At that time, there was no such thing as just typing in on YouTube and searching a video. And to be honest, even if there was, I would have been more scared. I would have literally been more scared because at the age I'm at now, I type things in on YouTube just to have a little look at what people are saying. And it would have terrified the living daylights out of me. You've got people doing spells of protection. You've got people lighting sage and doing cleanses. And listen, by the way, to any of you who think any of that work, none of it works. Protect from poor understandings of bad teachings. That's all you need to protect from. And to any one of you who think cleansing works, and you, as a human being, can remove energy from this earth plane, the little bit of a problem that you have with your notion there is you as a person are energy. You as a person, in essence, are energy. Energy is all around, but it's omnipresent, like the air that we breathe. An abundance of scientific equipment can prove of the energy realm's existence. They can prove it. They can also now prove that when the human body dies, an energy part of you leaves. That is the soul that we are speaking about there. This is like recent. You can go and check it out to the YouTube bot that's watching. This is factual. You can go and check this out. The body, but without going too much into that, each and every one of you are energy. You don't make demands to the energy realms to leave, the spirit world to leave. By the way, the realms are a little bit, you'll hear us referring to the realms and to spirit. I think it's probably a good point to bring it up now, actually. I work with the realms. There are 7 realms in total. I say the realms. It's a lot easier for me. I personally know which realm I'm working with and why I'm working with them. But to you, it holds no value at all, who I'm working with. But mankind's depiction of the realms are demons. I work alongside of that energy and I love and adore it. It's part of my family. It's part of who I am because I have a good understanding, like each and every one of you will from this channel. But that's not to say that you need to work with the realms. That's just what I like to do and enjoy doing. Also, we have the spirit world. The spirit world are lives lived. They are humans. Think of it like humans. Spirit world are humans. Once you live out your physical experience, you will go over into the spirit world. Yes, also animals do also. For any of you who wonder, anything that has been living on this planet who has an electrical pulse and they have a soul, the electrical pulse comes from the beating heart and also the low frequency energy that irradiates from the human form, the auric field. Different video for a different day. But there are many different species, there are many different animals, dogs, horses, cats, all of these different things all have souls. They all return to spirit. The realms have never lived earthly lives. They have never been living out in the materialistic. They've always been there, but they haven't lived. They have very different lives to the way that we have lives. We live. We go through the motions. We go through the tribulations. And they watch. They are like effectively behind the scenes and they are watching, doing their own things. I'm not going to go too much into that because it takes the context away from this video. But if you want to know what they get up to, then you can let me know down in the comment section. I'm sure I will do a follow-up video on it. But for the premise of this video, you have spirits and you have the realms. When we are speaking about the realms, you can think of an onion. The spirit world are at the core of that onion. Remember, we have 7 realms, spirit being one of them. Then we peel away the onion and we have the 2nd realm, the 3rd realm, the 4th realm. The easiest way to know when you are working with the realms is the energy feels a lot different to working alongside the spirit world. And that's not because they're evil. We have a good understanding on this channel. We know exactly that they're not evil. The only individuals on this planet who are evil and who have bad intentions and who are deceitful and who have all of these ugly humanistic traits are humans. not the realms. When you think of the spirit world and the realms as well, a little fun analogy for the way that is the issue with me is the realms are very playful, very exciteful. For example, you can liken the realms to being a child in the human life. They're very playful. They're very tactful with what they do. They just mean no harm. They're very, very, they're a pure, they're a raw soul. They're just going through life and they're learning by watching. Then when you think of the spirit world are the adults. They have been on this planet before. They are effectively refining themselves as a soul. They are very stern in their approach. That is the difference in comparison between the spirit world and realms. I work with the realms a lot of the time on paranormal investigations, and a lot of you who do that, you will also work with them unknowingly. Spirit world, however, they're a little bit more clean approach, just given the evidence. They're very stern in the way that they do things. Anyway, that's a breakdown of the realms in the spirit world. But none of you, please, coming into this, think that you have the right to remove energy from this planet, because the problem is with that comes from a poor understanding. You can't move energy. You have to learn to live with it. We are living in the energy realm. You can't just see that. It makes me laugh, right, when you see people who do like house clearances. I've had loads of people who've come to me and said, will you remove this energy from your house? And I'll say no. And they'll be like, well, why, John? It's like, because it doesn't need to go. You need to change your way of thinking. I need to educate you on that. That energy is staying there, whether you like it or not. We can help you to work with the energy. We can give you the solution so that you can live in harmony with one another. Because why is it that someone would want energy removed? That's because they're getting scared. Things are happening. Well, yes, the realms will make things happen within your home, and yes, it may become scary. But by giving you the understandings to what's actually happening, it eliminates the fear that you have. And you can build up the trust. You can forge a unionship. You can forge a partnership with it. So you don't need to think in the first instance, I need to get it out. And fun fact, right, to every one of you, another fun fact. If you think any religion is going to stop and remove energy from this earth plane, you would be very, very wrong in your understanding. Energy has been here far long before the origins of there being a religion. And religion is doctored by the fingers of man. It is woven by the tapestry of history. Religion is there to control. It is there to cause divide. It's not there to help you to become the best version of yourself. In some scenarios, people may find religion at the right time and it may be helpful. That being said, please know that religion is not there to remove us. Religion is but there to help mankind to find comfort within their own skin, to effectively embrace the person that they are. But in a spiritual sense, when it comes into mediumship, don't think that there is going to be the catalyst to protect you. It's going to be the catalyst there that you need to say. You'll see people saying prayers. You'll see people saying rituals. You don't do any of that. Protect from poor understandings and bad teachings. Come away from the ideologies of man. That's why there are so many people on this earth plane who still haven't been able to connect to the spirit world, who still haven't had an authentic sign from spirit. Sorry, it got really energized there. A lot of the time you'll see is I have to just stop myself and compose myself. A lot of the time when the energy comes through, it's beautiful, it's majestical. But for me, sometimes I've got to be like, whoa, coming through quite strong there. Let me just address some things. We've spoken there that you are all mediums now. Don't need to do any courses. You are a medium. You are a naturally born medium. It's for jobs like myself to bring that medium out of you. Chip away at the rough sides. Give you the understandings that's going to eliminate and debunk any of the ludicrous notions that you've already heard from man. Talked about that. We've talked about you can't remove energy. Right? None of that. We don't need that. That there is built up from misunderstandings, poor understandings, and lack of knowledge when it comes into the mediumship sector. You are a conduit to the message. The way that it's going to work is I use this metaphor all of the time. It's like a mobile phone. Each and every one of you in this scenario as the medium are the mobile phone. The mobile phone will send information and it will receive information when you are on a phone call. If I wanted to call my good friend Ian, what is the first initial thing that I would do? I would take out my phone and I would type in Ian's number. In that moment, I have used my mind power. I have engaged in the initial thought. I have placed my intent. I am then going to type in a number and call. This device in that moment is now going to be calling Ian. After a couple of times, he'll ring. He'll answer, sorry. This is how it works with the spirit world. You as a medium, you are going to send out your intent. You want to communicate with the spirit world. Then you have connected. The spirit world are going to talk back. But a lot of the time, what I see happening is the spirit world, people are like, oh, I want to speak to the spirit world. And then 2 minutes later, what they'll do is the spirit world will answer and they'll be just sitting there. They'll be, picture this, just going to your friend's door, right? If you went to your friend's door now and knocked on your friend and stood and said absolutely nothing to your friend, and you hadn't seen them for months, like, what would happen there? That interaction isn't going to go too well. There's no communication flowing. There's nothing that is going to be beneficial to you in those moments. You aren't gaining anything. However, if you knock on your friend's door and you say, hi there, Jess, how have you been doing? That communication is going to go. So when you place your intent, you have to be ready to receive information from the spirit world. A lot of people go knocking at that door, and when the friend answers, they just don't speak. They're just standing there looking all weird and funny at the spirit world. And the spirit world are like, what do you want? Like, what information can I give you? And you're just like, this is where it brings us into the next point. Intent. Intent is key to communicating with the spirit world. Each and every one of you have to realize that your intent is the utmost of relevance when it comes into any mediumistic communication, especially when you're wanting evidential mediumship. I don't mean this little throughout mediumship. The only thing that should be thrown out of mediumship is the terminology throughout mediumship. Mediums have a duty of care to go direct to the person and to give them evidence from the afterlife. That's it. I don't tolerate any nonsensical notions of mankind that say it's all right. The reason why people think that throughout mediumship's all right is because you've been conditioned to believe that it's acceptable. You can't just randomly throw out bits of information and see who takes it in the room. That's just utter garbage. Stop doing it, right? If you are a medium and you are practicing this, the reason why you are practicing it is because you feel more comfortable with the fact that you don't have the capabilities to be able to go direct to a person and say, I have your loved one here. Your loved one tells me this to pass over to you. So don't take offense to the fact that I've just highlighted that is a mispractice in mediumship, because by the time I'm finished on this planet, that idea of throw out mediumship is going to be thrown out. Mark my words when I say that. We mentioned that Clair senses play a pivotal role in spirit communication. For you to be able to receive information from the spirit world, all pre-packaged in a little golden nugget from the spirit world to you, it's got to be going and channeled through your Clair senses. We have many different Clair senses, but in this video, I would like to use the ones that are going to be more, not accepted, but the more refined, because each and every one of you have very different ways of refining your Clair abilities. But I find that Clair empathy, Clair cognizance, and clairvoyance probably not as much, but Clair cognizance and Clair empathy are going to be Clair senses that you have already refined the most. These are going to be senses that you've used in everyday scenarios, not just with energy, but psychically when you've been having an interaction with a friend. For example, let's go to Clair empathy. This is the ability where you are going to empathically, because you are all empaths also, you are going to be able to feel energy in a room. Have you ever had an argument with someone, right? And the arguments, it's went on for hours. You've left the house and then you've come back to the house. You might not even see them anywhere within the vicinity, but you can feel there's an energy. You can just feel it's like slicing through. I feel it all of the time. When there's been an argument or something, I can feel I effectively have to cut through that energy just to get it makes me feel really uncomfortable. Each and every one of you know that your Clair empathy abilities, you are going to pick up on that. You might not even see the person's face. You might not be in the same room as them, but you know it's about to go down again at some point. And this is where a lot of people as well who work in emergency service, they will say things like, I was talking to a doorman one, and I'll always remember it. And he was telling us how every time before a fight broke out, he would also always get like a tingle in his fingers. And I just laughed. And he was like, what are you laughing at? I said, do you not realize what you are actually using there? In those moments, you are psychically picking up that there is about to be, from, again, coming back to it, reading people's energy. If there's about to be a fight, what do you think's happening in those moments? These two people's energy are getting ready to clash. Not just the vessels, not just the human part of them, but the energies in that intenseness will start to be picked up on other people. It's like to me, if I don't like someone or I don't like the person that they are, or even I might have not even spoke to them, I can't look them in the eyes. I don't know what it is. It's just the Clair empathy abilities. I just can't look at them for any longer than a second, and I've got to look away. And that's because I know them as a person on a soul level, not the person that betray themselves to be, not the person that they claim to be. I see into the soul. I see them on an energetic level, and I just don't like to look at them. That's your Clair empathy abilities. I'd love to know if any of you have ever experienced some of the things that I've mentioned there. But in a spirit mindset, what will happen with Clair empathy is you may be washing the dishes, taking the dog for a walk, driving a car. And all of a sudden, you'll just be overcome with this energy. You'll just feel loved. There'll be an unconditional love that wash over you, and it'll feel like your loved one once again there by your side. And we are programmed as human beings to believe in coincidences. We are programmed to disbelieve everything when it comes into spirit. We are taught from being very, very young with all of the social conditioning that we have that the spirit world aren't there. We are told that there are no such thing as the afterlife and all of this and all of this. And then you get loads of fraudster mediums and you get loads of people who make it even look even worse. It leads you down a garden path. It makes you think that there is no such thing. But there are people like myself and many more of us who can prove with evidence on a daily basis, with ease, that the afterlife are there. One thing that I think we need to highlight before we come into this is claircognizance. I know we went on about the Clair empathy abilities there and some of the things that you might feel and some of the emotions that you'll go through. But we also have claircognizance. Claircognizance is the ability of a deep knowing. This is what a lot of you, I guarantee there's probably 90% of the people who find this video, you would have experienced this at some point in your life. Claircognizance is the ability, it's a deep knowing. It's where you knew something was going to happen before it even happened. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, it happens every day. A lot of people it will happen to, and you'll just write it clean off. Stop doing that. This is something that you should harness. This is something that you should use to your advantage. For example, have you one day you leave your house and you're walking to the shop. And before you get to the shop, you just have this sudden image. It's like a photograph. Have you ever seen Polaroid pictures where you get loads of Polaroid pictures? Well, this is what it's like. You will just automatically just get an image flashed into your mind and you'll be like, whoo, it's happened loads. It happens all the time. Like it really does. And before you got to the shop, you've seen in that image, that still frame, you've seen that there was a van had crashed into the back of a car. And then you're like, oh, that was a bit weird. I didn't really like that. You walk around the corner. Guess what you see? You see that car and you see that van. And then you're like, wow, that was a crazy coincidence. Spirit like us to say. That was a crazy coincidence. And then it happens again. And again, we'll just put it down as being coincidences or there's some. It's not. It's you are using claircognizance. You are reading and you are picking up on information from the spirit world. The spirit world are drip feeding each and every one of you. They're trying to get you on board with them. They're trying to give you information. They're trying to prove that they're there. They're sending you signs, symbols. They're sending you everything that your little heart needs and desires. But we don't listen to it. We don't acknowledge it. We don't accept it because it's the way that we have been taught. Claircognizance in mediumship is going to play out in many different ways. Claircognizance is going to be where you are, a lot of the time you'll be about to fall asleep and you'll just see a flash image. You'll see something that you need to know. And this is the reason why you are picking up on it like this, is because in the first instance, when you are new to using any Clair sense, it's like anything in this life. We aren't refined at it. We have to work hard. With claircognizance, you are just going to get flashes of imagery. But when you start accepting it as being actual genuine, and you start to realize that this is messages and signs from the spirit world, then that's when it gets interested. We can start refining that to our greater good, to get the information, the clarity that we need in any given moment. What about clairvoyance? And so clairvoyance is the ability of seeing, clair seeing. This is where you are going to visually see representations of the life lived in the spirit world. Or I would even go one further and say you might start seeing the realms or many different sorts. But clairvoyance is effectively where we look past the materialistic and we are looking into the energy realms. We are seeing a glimpse into their world. We are seeing, and we can use that to our advantage once again. Because why wouldn't we? We can tell people what we are seeing. We can prove to people with evidence what we are seeing. Those are the three main Clair senses that we are going to be working on in this video. And I think there's one thing that you need to understand as well with the spirit world is you don't have trapped souls. You don't have wandering spirits. You don't have evil spirits. Think of what makes you believe that there are such things as evil spirits. Ask yourself the question, why do you think that there could be evil spirits? Well, I can tell you the answer straight away, because you live on a planet where there are evil people. You will liken the spirit world to our world. You will liken the spirit world to being that horrible person down the street who has, unfortunately, through their life, they've been a horrible person to mankind. They've caused tyranny among the masses. And you now believe that the spirit world are going to have that. Of course they are, because the spirit world is so much like the materialistic plane. Well, of course it's not. Why do you think we come here? Why do you think we have a materialistic plane to go through these experiences that we can't in spirit? People come here and they have the right to free will. They can be evil, they can be good, they can many different things. That is not on spirit, that is on this planet. You have the conditioning, you have the ability to make choices. When it comes into the spirit world, you don't have the physical vessel, you don't have the physical form. Therefore, you don't have these heinous crimes, you don't have these ugly acts of humanity. None of that. So stop liking in the spirit world just because you've read it in the book, just because you've to be entertainment, because it's not. It's nothing like the way that you've been depicted. And we need you to understand that at the bottom of your heart. The reason why you found this video is because you are wanting to connect to your loved ones. I can't help you to connect if you are going to believe some of these ludicrous notions of mankind. I can't. You have to be able to help yourself for me to be able to help you. And by helping yourself, we need you to see how mediumship works, how authentic it can be, and that the spirit world love each and every one of you. Now what we're going to do a little bit of fun. And when I say fun, this isn't going to be any sort of meditation. This is what we call the White Project. And what I would like to achieve from this project is I'm going to be exercising those Clair abilities in now. I'm not even going to be needing you to go into a meditative state. I don't want you to do that. I need you to see how this could work for each and every one of you. The first one that we are going to go to is claircognizance, right? When we are doing this, what I would like you to do is to think of me here, now, present on this camera. I'd like you to think me as a spirit. Forget that you're looking at the visual representation, right? Because this won't work if you don't. Forget that you're talking or listening to me. Forget that you're watching your phone. All I want you to do is to use everything I say and to imagine it. So this is going to be how to exercise your claircognizant abilities. What I would like you to do now is you are going to imagine a yellow ball bouncing in a black room. This ball is bouncing on a hard floor, and I would like you to imagine the noise that it's now making. How high is it bouncing? Is there any distinct patterns on the ball that you're looking at? And as you are watching it bounce now, continue to watch that ball hit the floor. All of a sudden, it stops. Each and every one of you there have just used me as an example to use your claircognizant abilities. You've just done it yourself. Take away the human part of it. Imagine me as a spirit. How do you think the spirit will do it? It's no different to a human being telling you how to do it, except it's the spirit world. That's how you use your clair senses. That's how you refine them as a person. You have all just, if you couldn't imagine that yellow ball bouncing, watch that again. Do it again. Each and every one of you are going to see that you, my friend, don't need any assistance from the spirit world. You don't need any assistance from me. You already have the claircognizant abilities. It's about refining them. Once we refine them, that's when we work with spirit. I can help you refine them, but working with spirit, you're going to see with the next one, clairvoyance. What I would like you to do now is, if it's safe to do so, again, we're not going into any meditation, think of me being a spirit. And all you are effectively going to do is now allow any image with your eyes closed pop into your mind. When you see it come into your mind, I want you to mentally take and capture that image. We are going to capture it like a camera would. We are going to focus in on it. I want you to now look at the image, look at the details of the image, look at the colours. What's the tone of the image trying to tell you? Do you know this person that's coming to you? Because if somebody's just come to you in those moments and you've just seen your loved one, what do you think's just happened there? They have just used your clair senses, because we are refining you as a person. We are giving you the tools that you need to be able to see them. Last but not least, what I would like you to do now, let also know down in the comment section what any of you experienced from this. What I would like you to do now is we are going to use clair empathy. What I would like you to do is you, in these moments, are going to do a countdown from 5. When I hit 1, I would ask you to just allow the spirit world to show you the feelings, the emotions, in some cases that you've been suppressing, some cases the emotions that they need you to feel now in this moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Harness it. Accept it. Notice and feel for any subtle changes around the atmosphere. Feel for any sensations that you may be feeling now in your body. Do a body check. Mentally think, what's different here? I guarantee each and every one of you, the spirit world are now showing you things. They are allowing you to feel things. In these moments, you are connected. Each and every one of you have just done that there. If it didn't work first time, do that part of the video again, right? Watch it again. Do it again. It will work when the time is right. And I guarantee each and every one of you there now have just seen a human being helping you to use your clair senses. How simple was that? I didn't even drop you into a meditation. I didn't even ask the spirit world and the realms to assist with this. We didn't need it. I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to know that you already have what it takes to become a great medium. You already have the tools within your little humanistic tool chest to be able to perform and execute readings with clarity in any given moment. You have all of this built in you. You don't need to pay for expensive courses. All you need to do is to trust. Not just to trust spirit, but more importantly, to trust yourself. I hope each and every one of you have learned something from this video. I wanted to do something a little bit quick. Well, I say it quick, right? We're now at about 40 minutes of recording. But I wanted to do I don't know, maybe it's just to compress it all into one little package to prove to each and every one of you that you're capable of doing it. I know we've got, and if you're wanting to become a medium, we've got the full mediumship tutorial that's coming up. It's going to be over 200 video long on YouTube. I know I haven't done some for a couple of weeks, but what you've got to understand is we've got a lot going on with the channel. And I've got to do things when it feels right for me. When I want to do a video, it's no good me doing a video if I want to do a different video, because it's not going to be a good representation of what I want me videos to be, the best they can be, so that each and every one of you can learn from them. Therefore, I've got to be fully committed into the video idea. How it works is with me, right? But I don't think of video ideas. I don't think of video topics. I don't think of any of that. Yes, we get comments coming in from the viewers, and I'll make videos sometimes around those comments. But a lot of the time, the way that it works with me is I don't think about YouTube in terms of what to record until I get in front of the camera. Then Spirit will be like, we will talk about this today. And that's why we decided to come up with this topic. A quick and easy way for each and every one of you to be able to communicate. Remember, you are all mediums. Each and every one of you never protect. You can all connect to the spirit world using your intent. But when you go knocking, bloody talk. Don't just stand at that door like we mentioned earlier on about where you knocked at your friend's door and you hadn't seen them for weeks. If you knocked at that door, what's going to happen? You're going to bloody talk. You're going to speak to that friend. You're going to express everything that you want to express. You're not going to stand at the door and let them stare at you while you're both just awkwardly staring at one another, because there's nothing taking place there. There is no two-way communication. With the spirit world, you need to be able to communicate. We've mentioned there about your intent, going and getting the information from the spirit world. The spirit world are going to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. Don't think that the spirit world are not being your friends because they're not telling you the winning lottery numbers. Listen, there's no cheat codes in life. You don't get to cheat out of the pain, the trauma, the mental anguish, the suffering. We've all got to go through it. That's part of refining you as a person. It's about getting you ready, making you ready for the next stage that you are going to ultimately go on, because you will come back here many, many, many of times. We've mentioned that there's no such thing as evil spirits, and the idea of there being evil spirits or trap souls or negative entities is utter garbage. We've also mentioned there that mankind don't remove energy. None of you can remove energy. You work with energy. We've explained about the different Clair senses. There are many more Clair senses. The problem is it doesn't serve in this video going through every Clair sense, because that's not what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be what it was intended to be, and that was showing you 3 different Clair senses to help you see that if a human can make you use your Clair senses and can influence you into using them correctly, then how do you think the spirit world will operate with you? They do no different to me. They're just unseen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, check out the videos pinned in the top left and right. And until the next time, bye-bye for now.